Hello, it's my face hidden behind the Second Renaissance logo. My name is Sam Rubinstein. Welcome to Live from the Living Room, our bi-weekly reading slash comedy show slash open mic night slash strange adventure. Like I said, my name is Sam Rubinstein. I am here from Second Renaissance Arts. We are an arts education program providing a variety of different programming and arts to people all around through virtual and in-person classes. I'm very excited. We have a phenomenal set list tonight of poets and a comedian who's going to crush it. I'm super excited for us to get started. What's going to happen is I'm going to start us off. I will read one or two poems, and then we're going to introduce our first poet. And we're going to get rolling because I know for a fact you didn't come here to see my dumb face. You came here to see the features, not dumb faces. With that in mind, we're going to get started. For those who do not know, I had a book come out. It's called A Candle Regaining Strength. We are having a book release party for it next week on Monday at 7:30 in Bloomfield at 6 Points Pub. Come on out, have some fun, grab a beer, listen to some poems, hang out and be my friend, what have you. So we're going to start with, so there were two requests. I'm just going to do both of them, and we're going to go from there. So this poem is called Winter Morning. The kids in my neighborhood drive around in a beat-up pickup truck with a second-hand snowplow jerry-rigged to the front, whistling and hollering that they'll clean your driveway for a small fee. But no one ever bites. They all know what it means. So when the new neighbors said yes, we all awkwardly hobbled through the thick snow in pajama pants and half-on boots, swaddled in soft blankets just to watch this truck scream and skid to the top of a driveway, lower the old rusted red plow, and shift into reverse, dragging and scraping the snow down the road. The boys did this 3 times before pushing everything aside. And when it was all cleared, the pristine driveway was all scratched up. A large gash went through the middle from where the snowplow dragged, and bits of asphalt lifted from where they sat. The new neighbors shouted. They wanted a refund. This is not what they paid for. And the boys chuckled and snickered until the oldest one of them came forward and said, "No refunds. You get what you paid for. We took the snow off and didn't say anything else." With that, the boys got into their beat-up pickup truck, slid down the road, and the crowd dissipated. The new neighbors learned a valuable lesson. It takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a family to raise one right. Thank you. This next poem is The Luckiest Duck, and it goes a little bit like this. The luckiest duck in the pond was just happy to be there. After being born with a weird wing, it would have been easy to toss him out after hatching, but that didn't happen. Instead, he was taken into the flock, held safely in the middle and by his family, protected and guided till he could fly on his own. The luckiest duck in the pond doesn't get the most seed thrown his way, but he's just happy someone's thrown it at all. Instead of having to worry about starving in the endless New Jersey winters, there's always just enough for him and everyone he loves. More than anything, though, the luckiest duck in the pond is just happy you came by. You could be at any park, anywhere else other than here. But here you are, and here he is, honking with glee, because there may be someone out there just as lucky as he is. Candle Regaining Strength, samsdumbface.com. Be my friend. If you would like to join the open mic that follows, let me know. I will put the link to it in the chat. With that said, we're going to jump right into our features and kick this off with a blast. I was trying to go for like a fire pun. It didn't work. Anyway, our first poet, Arson, is a New Jersey-based spoken word artist, writer, and poet who found love for writing at the age of 16. She has since used this passion in many readings, performances, both online and in person, throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. It was during this time of uncertainty that she found the power in her voice to speak her words. Her belief in poetry being therapy and the feedback from peers motivated her to begin composing her first collection, Introspectrum, which is available for purchase now. We will add a link in the comments, don't worry. So that she can not only empower her own life, but the lives of others around the world. With love and empowerment as a focus topic, her work is tailored to resonate with those who have struggled in life with heartbreak, loss, self-empowerment, and self-worth. Arson writes for her readers to find healing, strength, hope, and ultimately self-love by guiding them with poetry through her own personal journey and views. To stay in touch with her and her work, you could follow her on Instagram, which, again, we will put the link in the chat. Welcome to the stage, Arson. I did it.
Yay! Congrats. Oh my God, you're amazing. I can't believe I have to follow that.
No, you got this. You're going to crush it. You're going to crush it. Listen, no one comes here to see my dumb face. They came here for you. So whenever you are ready.
Your face is charming, first of all. Okay, stop calling it dumb. And thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, honestly.
Of course, thank you for being here. Whenever you're ready, take it away.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how, where to go from how to segue from that. I'm going to just start off with the one that I always standardly start off with. This one is not for my book. After that, maybe I'll jump into my book. And please cut me off whenever, because I could go on forever. So just cut me off if I'm going on too long. So, Verve. Been through 2 centuries, alive 3.5 decades. Trust that this resilience is reckless. Unbothered by your antics, I got world peace to achieve. Got a purpose in me to believe. Fought my own struggles, it's my mind that I juggle. Your lack of being unable to see the value of me has no effect on who I be. I'm an antique, a perfect quality. I don't depreciate with time, I grow interest. Interest that encourages my brilliance, of which energy wasted on you was an expense. So now I renew it with an incense, smoke you out like a carcass, your dead weight, whose mannerisms were only irate. Mistook you for having depth, but really you were disguising a mind inept. To open your heart, you have to open your soul. That's how you feel whole. That wholeness is my goal, and in this moment, it is most attainable. Miss me with that negative, I'll remix that situation into a positive, like a DJ at a turntable. Someone once wrote, I'll stop writing when I have no more pain. But what if poetry is my virtue and pain is my gain? Does that mean I never stop writing until the world stops, until my world stops? I accept that I'm an exception. Been through the struggles of finding redemption. I'm okay. I keep my critiques at bay since there's no worse critic of me than me every day. I hold myself to that with conviction and contemption. I have standards. I raise my own bar. I don't believe in competition, spreading love like a petition. To quote Talib, I ain't for shitting you now. Why won't I smile when I raise my worth every day and keep searching for soul satisfaction like a chain reaction, being like it's a newest style, cloudy mind getting bright, that's the new foresight. I sit in my meditation reflecting, thinking of all those affected. Struggles suddenly turn so casual when the grand schema is so miserable. Humility, that's where my mind is. Peace, that's where my heart is. Solution, that's where my soul is. Unity, that's what the goal is. Vision so clear now you can call me clairvoyant, looking at the world as it is and seeing that it's love that's in this. I've been blessed to turn around my stress and use my heart to help dismiss this distress. So now I have a mission. Time to take this new vision and put the hate back in remission. So that's that piece for you. And okay, so now I'm trying to think. So I'll tell you a little bit about Introspectrum. This is actually something that is a result of a 2.5-year emotionally abusive relationship. Oh, trigger warning for anybody who has been in an abusive relationship. However, the book in itself doesn't touch upon it, so maybe you can stick around. The book in itself is separated into 3 sections. There's dark, penumbra, and light. Dark is all about the heartbreak right after making the decision to walk away. Penumbra is coming out of the heartbreak to find love of myself. And then light is about self-love. So I figure I could maybe read like 1 or 2 from each section, and then you guys can take it away from there, right? So the first one I'm going to do is from the section Dark. Let's see here. One sec here. And okay, let's see. The best part about this book is you can literally open it to any page and it's like a movie. So just saying, I'm not trying to plug my book fully this whole time, but it is true. Prisoner. Tell me how to escape this cage. I'm not normal. It's not normal to be captured in love this way. I cannot escape my yearning for your embrace, yet you are a mere skeleton of the flesh I once knew. But I am prisoner of the thought of what was once you, once us, once true, hoping somehow I can unshackle the lies found in the curve of my frown. My prince was the dragon, with a ribcage like a dungeon. I, a princess with filth and shit on her crown. I have imprisoned myself in you. I am stuck. I am lost. I am reaching. I need to leave. I need to run. I need to exit. Please release me. That was damn intense, wasn't it? My bad. So that was from the section Dark. Let's see, Penumbra. The Irony. No, I'm not gonna do another depressing one. I'll try to change it up for you guys, I promise. Okay, The Irony. You disposed of me, pushed me down at any excuse just to break away. You were mean to me, yet somehow you still mean the world to me. I don't understand why my heart could not see what my mind could see. Why did loving you mean I stopped loving me? I was trapped and confused, blindsided, used and abused. Yet every time you attacked, I was the one who kept crawling back. Was I really that desperate to not be alone with my thoughts? So that was that piece. The wind is like raging outside, so I apologize for that. So Dark and Penumbra in my book are the only two places that have a title. And the last part is Light, which is all about self-love. And basically with Light, you get no title, because Light is where the stage that I feel I'm currently in. Maybe you will feel that way one day if you're going through the same thing I went through, or going through heartbreak. And it's just a state of being, presence. So Light. From Light, I'm going to read you this one. I'm trying to show you the text, but I realize you can't really see anything. Anyway, time is of the essence. It is the greatest gift. It is the grandest show of love when you use it wisely. Know this, if time is of the essence, then you are of the necessity. If time is a gift, then you are a blessing. If time is a show of love, my dear, then you are a timeless romance. And those are the three I'm going to share from my book for you. I have one last piece for you. This is a piece I'd like to end with nowadays, because I feel like we don't give each other enough flowers while we're still alive, right? A lot of the times we hear about celebrities passing away, or people who are important to us that are passing away, and then all of a sudden we're like, damn, they actually meant a lot to me. I wish I had said more. Or all of a sudden everyone is giving flowers to them, and they really deserved it while they were still present, right? So this one is called, very creatively, While I'm Alive. I want to be celebrated while I'm alive, because that's what I need to survive. Tell me how I convinced you to take a dive so that I can thrive. Celebrate me with flowers, because being alive is my golden hour. Tell me about my legacy so I know how I am seen. When I crave some direction, regale me with songs and poems about me, because I want to appreciate your artistry in real time. Tell me how much I'm loved so I can live without being lonely. Cry with me, not for me. Give my sadness and my happiness company, because I want to be enjoyed while I'm alive. Because I am not someone who wants to be overlooked until after I die, because I know I'm great while I'm alive. I don't want to be remembered. I want to be recovered. This may seem like a desperate need to feed my narcissism. And that's why assumptions create the most societal cataclysms. Less judgment, more listening. That's how we might save lives. Do you get that, business? We get so lost in our demons, we cry for help. Sometimes we need a different angle to find our angels. We are so absorbed in wanting to be adored, we forget to show it. It's our most desired commodity, yet we treat it like an oddity. They say love solves all, yet we show it the least. Maybe that's what the world lacks, peace. Maybe that's why the world lacks peace. So yeah, I want to be celebrated while I'm alive because I want to know my world. I want my world to continuously thrive. I want to know that my world will continuously thrive. I want to be revolutionary and revive love. Like the concept is evolutionary. So celebrate me while I'm alive. Celebrate each other so you thrive. And most importantly, celebrate what's around you so while you exist in current times, you can survive. And thank you. That's my set for the night. I hope you enjoyed it.
I did. Some could say you burned the house down.
Hey!
If I didn't do a pun, what would I be doing with my existence?
I'm here for the puns.
Thank you. So thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure having you, hearing your work. You know, I don't know if you got to see the private chat of all the authors in the background, kind of just like supporting the crud out of it. You crushed it. Do you have anything you want to say to the people who are watching?
Keep being great. It's never too late.
Okay,
That's it. I know. Short and sweet.
Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you later.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, we're gonna keep this truck just driving full speed down the parkway at 95 miles an hour, because again, you know, that's what we're here for. So with that, we're gonna bring out our next poet. This poet's a friend of mine. I'm very excited to have her here. She's a former Second Ren Arts Artist of the Month, and so this is great to kind of get to show that off right now. Let's talk about Miriam Kramer. Miriam Kramer is a poet currently residing in Hillsborough, New Jersey, with her partner and 2 cats. She majored in creative writing and works at an educational nonprofit. She is overly sentimental and has been known to rescue items from other people's garbage. Her work has been published in Rogue Agent, Vulnerary, and Anti-Heroin Chic. Her debut chapbook, In Time This Too Shall Be Proven Foolish, was published by Dancing Girl Press. Miriam has read poems to friends, strangers, and in many parking lots and established venues all over the U.S. She is more awkward than you could ever imagine. Welcome to the virtual stage, Miriam Kramer. Hello!
Hello! It's so good to be here.
It's so good to have you here. You know, I'm very excited for you to read and kick some butt, so I'm gonna let you get right to it.
There you go. I am a truck going 95 miles per hour down a highway, I guess. Cool. Hi everyone. So I'm gonna read some poems. 2004 is the spring of cicadas, and I am reckless enough to know I am invincible. I fall in love with someone new every day. Brett's shoulder blades, Kathy's straight teeth, Alex's foolhardy hands. No, my heart is a muscle that gets stronger with each time it's torn open from the pressure of each ounce of fearless wanting, from my misguided impulses and across the basement unmet glances. The cicadas rip apart the ground as they emerge. I feel the beating of their wings in the hollow parts of my chest, a daring vibration between my lungs, echoing the force of my pulse. It is the spring I start closing my eyes while driving, confident in my muscle memory on the dark roads of Gaithersburg. Tell myself I can drive uncontrolled by vision, unaware I will never again trust myself the way I do now. This is freedom. I whisper to my empty passenger seat, open my eyes, and swerve back to my lane. The cicadas are gone by summer. They leave nothing but their exoskeletons, translucent shells of themselves on the hood of my car, the trees in friends' yards, ghosts of May on dormant fire hydrants, unavoidable reminders of their demise. When the air is heavy with humidity, I drive to New York City, visit my friend who works as an escort on OkCupid. Before I am afraid of highways, because it is still days until I collide with a Jersey barrier, roll my car on 95 South, when my body survives and the rest of me doesn't, my daring and certainty left in my overturned Nissan, now a vacant husk of who I was moments before, days until I find shards of glass in the shower, tucked into my hair, watch as they wash away down the drain. Thank you. And yeah, I'm just excited to be here. The talent tonight is like out of this world. Arson, it was so cool to hear you. You are a gorgeous, stunning poet. And I'm excited to hear um poetry all night. This is just incredible. Um so this is called An Incomplete List of Things I Wish I Knew Growing Up in the 90s. 1. My Little Pony will be cool again. She-Ra gets her own show. Everything is cyclical. 2. Your sticker collection might be the source of your anxiety, the way you never place the rarest holograms in any book on any surface. You start buying 2 of each, start biting your nails when you think of peeling them off their wax paper homes. 3. They all end up in the garbage after 5th grade. Enjoy them for their impermanence. 4. Awkward is only cute if you are already cute. You are not already cute with ear-length hair exposing your antidepressant soft jawline. 5. Don't be yourself. Not your full self whose laughter is candid camera mode if you hope for invitations to sleepovers. 6. CompuServe chat rooms will be an early tutor for simulated relatedness. At 12, you will masquerade 16, love through a screen, forget to give a fake name. 7. At 16, you will not wonder if you are old enough when the man twice your age tells you he likes you only for your mouth. 8. Throw away the shorts he rips while you are still wearing them. Don't try to sew the inseam closed. 9. Your sticker collection might not be the source of your anxiety. 10. Don't print out pornography. 11. More people commit suicide due to shame than depression. 12. You never learn to use a sewing machine. You will mend the tears with dorm room rum, sketches of broken skin, signing up for track to validate your urge to run away. 13. You can save a lot of money if you don't buy food. 14. No one will notice how empty you become, how your laughter is reduced to behind your back whispers. 15. People won't always give you a reason. Your best friends from 2nd grade stop talking to you in 5th grade. Closure doesn't come easy. Saying goodbye first makes it hurt a little less. 16. Enjoy people for their impermanence, the limited run series of their lives. 17. Not everything will return to you. Thank you. So I'll do 2 more. Content warning for this one, sexual assault. To the version of myself who believes I deserved it. For years, I wrote the assault as extended metaphor, wrote myself into poems as lizards protected by autotomy and ceramics repaired with gold, yet never as a person, fragmented but whole. I renamed the ripped page encounter while telling myself I deserved it for trusting him. I believed I'd been broken to the point I couldn't trust my own memory, hid behind so many words. I'm no longer sure I remember his name. What I remember is the name he told me was not the same as on the driver's license he handed me to buy a pack of Marlboro Lights. I tried to memorize the address and the amount of time it took to check his birth date. The capital text blurred beneath lamination and my bloodshot eyes. I traced the street name with my thumb, hoping to absorb the letters. I believed he meant it when he called me beautiful, despite having not washed my hair in weeks. My dyed red waves matting and fraying, oily roots shining under fluorescent lights. I remember how that word tasted when he spoke it, breathed it in like smoke from a glass stem. Believed that a criminal like me shouldn't go to the police. They'd look at the Walgreens secure footage and see the tubes of mascara I'd slide up my shirt sleeves, the packs of cigarettes I'd shoved into my back pocket. Always the cheapest, Pall Malls or Winston's, the ones that made me cough the most. The police would test my hair and find the 8 months of snorting heroin, the 16 years of smoking weed. They would agree I wasn't worthy of mercy. I thought it was harm reduction to protect myself with untruths and lenient language, kept my distance through imagery of detached tails and golden veined vases, certain I couldn't bear to be any closer. And it just prevented closure. A version of myself who believes I deserved it. Let me believe this. I didn't. I've always deserved my own forgiveness. Thank you. And yeah, I'll close with this one. This is how grief begins, hurting more and sometimes less with each breath. I have never said 10 on the pain scale. The scale has never made sense. There is a constant gnaw in my chest when I breathe. My teeth hurt, so I keep biting to make sure the twinge is still there. Only I can't choose to stop breathing. On a scale of 1 to 10, breathing is such a familiar ache, I'm certain it has another name instead of number because I've named every other anguish. I am a 1,000-page book and each loss has a chapter. If you scroll the appendix, you will find my first love's name written 99 times, alternating with 100 lines of, "It's okay. The doctor didn't hear heartbeat anyway." My most reread chapter is titled Testimony. It tells of a former friend who lashed out about my lighter burnt left hand, said my scars don't hold stories. I screamed, I am lured with content. I am a wasteland of substance. Excerpts from my index. A. Abortion, see Tether, page 916. Always prove myself right. See Obsession, page 724. Again, again, again. See Exhaustion, page 102. H. Harm. See Self-Inflicted, page 890. Holes, Backbone, page 15. Home, see Dereliction, page 73. M. Mortality, see Indecision, page 207. P. Perception, see Monstrous, page 611. W. Worth, see Minuscule, page 548. On a scale of 1 to 10, I want to obliterate every page. I want measurable pain. I don't want to name anything ever again. Thank you. The end.
Oh my gosh, I'm floored every time you read, and I never know what to say afterwards, which is really difficult because then I'm supposed to like somehow come up here and be like, Miriam, everybody, like You have such a way with how you speak. Like they don't need me to introduce. You're phenomenal, is what I'm trying to say. Thank you for being here. With this said, what do you want to tell the people? What's going on? Where can they find your stuff? What's life like? Give us some words.
You can find me on Facebook and Instagram if you want to be friends. I always am down for more friends. I know I read some heavy stuff. That's what I'll say is like if you have experienced anything like that, like like the most important thing I've learned is that like it gets different. And whatever outlet you have, if it's healthy for you, keep on going. Just keep on going.
Oh, we're like here for the uplifting tonight. I'm so excited. All right, thank you so much for being here, Miriam. We'll see you in a little bit. Oh, I love doing these. They always bring me a lot of joy. We always get some of the best features, and this is always the best like part of it because we get to have people from all different genres, styles, etc. Which brings me right into our next feature. Our next feature is a little bit of a switch from the poet, which is always good because we don't want to be caught in our own bubble. We want to meet people and know about the real world outside of metaphors. And such a weird sentence. I didn't like it. With that said, our next performer is a comedian. She is phenomenal. I've performed with her a few times, and having the chance to have her here in this weird virtual world that we have brings me a lot of joy. So without further ado, Bonner Demling is a Jersey native who has appeared at People's Improv Theater, the Broadway Comedy Club, the Greenwich Village Comedy Club. She's written for Sketch Prov and Lobster Flip Productions and has been referred to as a freak after exiting the stage. Please welcome to the virtual stage, my friend, Bonner Demling. Hi, Bonner!
Hey, Sam. Thank you for having me. And also, you, in addition to being a great poet, you're also a great comedian yourself, so keep it up.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy that you are here to do this. I'm very excited. So, like I said, if you want the audience, we can pop on. If you want your space,
whatever you want. Either one's fine.
All right, we'll give you some space, and if you want us to come on, just give me like hey.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and cut me off when I've gone over.
I got my timer all set up. You are good. Ready?
Right, thank you. Yeah.
Take it away.
So I know it was just St. Patrick's Day, which I tend to remember because I'm 90% Irish myself, and the other 10% is pro-choice. Even my name, Bonner, comes from the Gaelic for, yes, I know what it sounds like. I went to junior high. I don't feel Irish, though, because whiskey makes me puke. I got my tubes tied by the time I was 12. No one in my family even likes cops, much less is one, and I'm not even pale or freckled. I've been told I look Italian, Armenian, Jewish, but not Irish. I look like if half of Ellis Island was put in a blender and poured into a soda bread pan. I mean, I do love potatoes as much as the next person, but that's just because white people will take ownership of anything. Because white people are like, I love potatoes, I'm so Irish. And non-white people will be like, I love potatoes, I'm so aware that every culture enjoys them. If anything, Irish people probably eat less potatoes than other cultures because historically, the Irish aren't even that great at growing them. I'm not even connected to my ancestry. For years, I never even watched How Green Was My Valley because I thought it was a yeast infection care video. So on St. Patrick's Day, I try not to observe it because it's just asking for a hangover. But then someone will say, okay, well, what about like 1 Guinness? I'm like, okay, 1. What about some ham, they'll say. Well, I mean, I'm going to say yes to salted meat, of course. which leads to another Guinness, then Bailey shots, then 4 hours, 26 pints, and one confusing masturbation session to JFK later, I'm stumbling through an alleyway, half blind, yo. How are things in Guacamora? And if anyone gets in my way, I'll just carry around a wooden spoon to beat them with. It's actually a common misconception that the Irish beat their children with wooden spoons, when in actuality, the Irish beat their children with anything. And the Irish also love to remind everyone about how we used to be considered non-white. See, I think that the Irish were finally accepted as white, not so much out of social progress, as much as the fact that if you put an Irish person in the sun, they will explode into a pile of ash. No one that can't tan stays a minority for long. But I think that the real oppression thirst trap for Irish people is that we love to call ourselves mix. You know why? Because it scratches that N-word itch. Because white people also believe to an obsessive degree that we should be allowed to use the N-word. We're also surprisingly unoffended at hearing it, but God forbid anyone say the word moist, right? The thing about the N-word, though, is that it's okay that it's become something white people can't say, because from the years of 1619 to 1968, we had a really long track record of getting away with saying it. Really long. And it's not like we got nothing out of it. I mean, sure, the black community took the N-word from us, but we also took jazz from them, and I think that's a pretty fair trade. So for my last real job I had, I was a preschool teacher. I got fired from it, though. And the reason I got fired was very arbitrary. They said, we're firing you because you don't like kids and you've always made it clear that you don't want to be here. And I wasn't even an actual teacher. I was an assistant teacher. Yeah, I was the help of the help. Thanks a lot, theater degree. You know, people give the humanities a lot of grief, but at least with a humanities degree, you learn something. What did I learn in drama school? How to nod politely as an adjunct told me I didn't have the looks to play an ingenue, so I better lose my gag reflex now. Where was I? Oh, yes. Children. What I don't get is the people who have a kid and then have more kids. What is that? No, thank you. See, in my opinion, the worst kids you can deal with are the ones who are poorly behaved and also not cute. Like, as a kid, I expect you to be difficult, but, like, you're not even anything to look at? Will you bring something to the table already? See, worse than those, though, or even worse, are the kids who are cute and feel the need to flaunt it. There was this one kid I worked with, Aaron. He was 4 years old, and how do I put this nicely? He was a dick. He was a dick baby. You know, I'd say I could only trust him as far as I could probably throw him pretty far. And he was at that age where he just learned to form complete sentences, and he would use them to voice his wrong opinions. It's like, kid, I get it. Go, Diego, go is better than Dora the Explorer, and Kamala Harris is a neolib. Just finish your apple juice, damn it. And he'd say stuff to me like, you're not my friend anymore. And I'd be like, that's not a punishment. And for some reason, the other female teachers just loved him. Every morning they're like, hi, Aaron, how's my little boyfriend? And I'm just like, aw, gross. Oh, Aaron, you're such a little devil sometimes, but you're just so handsome. Okay, can we not hit on the toddlers? I feel like I shouldn't have to ask that. You know, it turns out it's really not that hard to look after little kids. All you have to make sure is that they don't smack each other around or try to play doctor. And really, playing doctor is not as lascivious as you may think. I saw it happen. This little girl told a little boy that her vagina hurt, and he asked her if she'd ever tried losing weight. Some kids have a surprising amount of integrity, though. This little girl that I actually liked, Audrey, she comes up to me and goes, I hit Aaron. And she had the guts to turn herself in. And, you know, kids hitting each other is a big no-no. So as a disciplinarian, I'm like, I'm on the case. You hit Aaron? On purpose? Did you hurt him? Okay, here's an M&M. Keep it up, and I got a bag of veggie straws with your name on it. Partners, you and me. And as much as I don't like kids, and I kind of don't care if they hit each other, I really don't like the idea of corporal punishment of children. Like, I tell people I don't like kids and they look at me like I'm a sociopath, but then I say we shouldn't hit kids and they act like that's even crazier. And, it's not that, like, I know a spanking is not a serious injury, but I just don't like the idea of pain as punishment. Although when I was little, my mom used to take me to live tennis games if I was good, so I acknowledge that torture can also be a reward. I found that people who were beaten as children have a very strange nostalgia for it. They all say the exact same thing. Well, I was hit by my parents and I turned out fine. Without fail, they all say the same thing. And when has a bunch of people all repeating the same slogan ever turned out badly, right? I mean, I don't think that if you're pro-kid clobbering, I don't really think you should be the one who gets to define what the word fine means. I was ran over by a Buick when I was 24, and I turned out fine in the sense that, I lived, but I wouldn't recommend kids play in traffic. The reason my parents chose not to hit me, though, is because they're theater people. I was raised by actors, hence the useless degree, and they preferred a more creative means to punish me because it worked. My parents were and are terrifying. It's because they used their stentorian actor voices to scream in my face. And if you know anything about stage actors, they are loud and they are scary. A parent who hits their kid will eventually tire, but a trained vocalist will never run out of steam. I get PTSD attacks when I see someone unwrap a throat lozenge. So, is there anyone in the house, if anyone cares to respond, anyone listen to ASMR videos? See, I hate ASMR. But it's not because of the sound, but it's more because ASMR is basically just the thinking man's camgirl service. I don't buy that my boyfriend's watching a part-time model tap on a hairbrush just because it helps him fall asleep. Yeah, I'm sure you love how her tank top sounds. ASMR probably stands for amateur sex movies, right? But something I wonder, though, is that if an ASMR artist gets sick, do they still record? I can see it now. Hello, I'm Mia, and welcome to Simply Whispers. But I'm feeling a little under the weather today, so I'm a little raspy. Sorry about that. Okay, let's get started. I just need a little nasal spray. Okay. And I'm gonna pop a lozenge in so my voice can get back to normal. Too much menthol. I'm not into ASMR, but I do like the ambient noise, like the rain sounds and the crickets and junk. The problem with them, though, is that I usually listen to them through YouTube because it's free and my pockets don't jingle. And they don't really put you to sleep when there's an ad in the middle of the video. I mean, it's very jarring. I'm trying to listen to beach sounds, and all I hear is... DoorDash delivers all your faves! Okay, that's my time. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. You broke me, like, right from the get-go. I wasn't prepared, and then, like, we just kind of coasted on this high, and, like, every time I felt like, oh, okay, we had, like, a nice one, it just went back up. Oh my gosh. Thank you for just absolutely crushing it for this entire time. What do you want to tell the people?
Well, I've been mostly doing Zoom shows for a while now. I'm kind of like trying to get like it's such a different experience doing it like on a screen and on stage. So I'm kind of like taking a couple months before I start doing it on stage again. I've kind of like dipped in and out for the past year. So when I really don't use social media that much, so I wouldn't recommend finding me there. But when I do start stand up again, probably like in the summer, I'll be like any New York club that has people. I'll be at, Montclair, probably Bloomfield, anything that's in that area. So if you happen to ever frequent any comedy shows there, I might be there. That's all I can say for now.
Hey, that works.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Bonner, Demling, everybody. Oh, so now I know what you're wondering. Well, how do you follow that up? Like, how do we go from that? Like, where you can't go, like, there were certain moments where, like, my brain was just like, so I don't think I'm gonna try to like keep going. I'm gonna just go right into our poet and hope that he has better words than I have words, because like my brain is just kind of melted. Thank you, Bonner, for that. Like, I don't even know what else to say. With that said, our next poet, Joseph Rubin Fuller, is a performance artist based out of New Jersey. He uses pop culture and his love for the arts to create a signature style that separates him from other artists. Though he has many accolades, Joseph believes that all that matters is your last performance on stage. And we're going to put that to the test right now by welcoming to the stage Joseph Rubin Fuller. You can't say that and then not expect me to be like, let's find out.
All right, well, we shall see. Good evening.
All right, whenever you are ready, my guy, take it away.
I'm ready. Good evening, everyone, all that is in attendance viewing. Get to it. First piece. I often find myself lost in my thoughts tossed, a round ball of aux cord and Bluetooth, loosed and fixed hinges, images to use. I put them and create crates of moments, visual as the physical remains a silent hue. I often find myself daydreaming of you in your duffel bag of interesting. Humble brag all you like or whatever it is you want to. I want you to be yourself at all times, even those where I say your beauty makes my heart stop and ask for permission to beat again. I could never go back again to normalcy. Regular doesn't hit like this. I taste your words in the air like home-cooked meal. Hear your laughter placed like pinch of salt. I ask for more. You say don't be greedy, but I love to. I often found myself being tumescent in language, to take my mind off of being tumescent in arousal, eyes staring at the ground, missing out on perfection in human form. Perfection not like tens across the board, but low maintenance talk sending me upside down in cartwheel form. There is no upside to not loving you, so I do it in the way that you allow, which is me being genuine, not genuine, never asking, is there room for me in those jeans, because your jeans intrigue me just as much. Nothing else I think about can make this feeling go away, so I sit here trying to adjust at this lasting longer than time keeps on ticking into the future I've looked, and you are still there. Thank you. Piece number 2. In college, I walked down College Ave. A collage had rad gifts and prizes. Tad reluctant at surprises was I, on my first dry run at real life. Knife given but not told how to properly cut the cattle. Won't tattle, but this tale I want to spill. The thrill of getting a free t-shirt by signing on the dotted line. Fine opposite me said my card would be in the meantime. I never read, never mind, understood the fine print. Would have been interested if I knew about interest. Late fees or the striptease of having money but not really having it. I could get anything I wanted. Became a free man. JP Morgan can't chase me. Well dived to see how far I could go. Discovered new capitals one by one. I was the premier card holder in every Bank of America. Owner of every color Yankee hat. Though the Mets were my team, it wasn't a dream. I owned every Word Up source in XXL magazine. No Virgin, but I was at the mega store on 52nd and 14th, transitioning from tapes to CDs. Hunger never tempted me. I was at Red Lobster, Blue Oyster, White Rose, Black Barn. So many colors, had to wash it down with iced tea and ice cubes. Every day was a good day. Swiped my ass off was Nelly before tip drill and coughed when I saw the bills in the mail pay off the whole balance I should have but didn't, then lost my job. Smart thing would have been to call all the credit cards to freeze my accounts. Amounts continued to rise. I saw the sun, but it didn't open up my eyes. It wasn't until I tried to get my own apartment that I knew about a credit score. utilization and payment history, credit grade, derogatory remarks, soft and hard inquiries. Can it be that it was all so simple? Instead, I drove 12 cards deep, 504 score, new limit, new or leaning off this cliff, but I got to hang on weak back, but I still pulled myself up, couldn't file for bankruptcy, con by consolidation, but after that, started paying off debt slowly. It's a hard road to travel, but it's the only one I know that forks in the road provided me know-how to eat the meals that others were spoon-fed, though beds were futon, a slew came upon like it was made from the finest of material. Cereal provided me serenity, so I never uttered if I die before I wake. Make nothing out of something became my illustrious habit. Ran the gambit, but was never hard. Became gambit with credit cards, wielded them to my advantage and kept the upper hand. Couldn't timber in my land, wore Wolverines, didn't care about a slogan, was Logan, mixed with Hogan, Hulk, the way green became a priority, already got my feet planted. No need for a tree. All that I can be. I'm now armed with those abilities. Thank you. Piece number 3, little small intro. The beginning, it was a situation I had with a coworker at my job. I'm an electrician. So in the beginning, I'm going to intro the convo that we had, and then it leads into the piece as a whole. Hey, Joe. I mean, Joseph, you don't talk a lot, do you? Joseph, do you hear me? I'm just about that action, man. You think you're Marshawn Lynch or something? You're going to grow dreadlocks next? I've always been about that action. Before the media highlighted Marshawn, back when I was viewed as a Martian, no margin for error. In my era, I learned to stay within the margins and do the right thing. Produced like the Spikes, though in high school we wore rubber cleats, no metal. Heavy mental awareness, the air is ground for flying, not swaying. What I'm saying is, since being lynched was a cinch for my people, evil will always be synonymous with the way that we look. Whether I look both ways before crossing the line, I'll always be viewed by someone as being fresh out of lineup. Only true when I get a fresh lineup from my barber named Peace. I come in pieces. Though my puzzle isn't one for you and your friends to shapeshift to your amusement, I have no problem with your type of music. In fact, at home, I actually groove to it. So don't assume my tunes come complete with wave cap, 20 sack, and 40. I'm as much top 40 Casey as Casey and JoJo, as much Selena Gomez as I am Shania Twain and Taylor Swift, and will swiftly let you know if you try to stereotype. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. Stop telling me to smile. I'll smile or laugh when something is funny. My pearly whites aren't assigned to approach me. I'm approachable regardless. Your skin is already a harness for your life to be safe. My smile isn't a combination to steal my kindness and leave behind inappropriateness as a notice. See, you've noticed I'm straightforward. Can't afford to go that attribute, but don't take it personal, Johnny. Just be a straight shooter and not a looter of my handicap, aka Reverse Waldo. Easily spotted. If the wind blows and on the job I can actually find, then talk to someone of my skin tone, doesn't mean we're planning to take down the man. We are just talking. This was a nice talk, man. Now I'll go back to being about that action. And oh, under the stocking cap are the locks that you are dreading. Once down my back, covering the lashes from whips. Now you can catch whiplash, hoping to catch a glimpse. Sorry, I won't be answering questions. It's just hair. Scratch that. I know it puts fear. Seeing a black man, a black electrician, mentally wired, navigating his way through the conduit. You, the bender, already unable to deter me 45 or 90 degrees, and I have locks. Even more strength, neat with length, pure blood, never failing a drug test. How can you rest at night? Rest assured, you can sleep with no eyes open. I'm only here to better myself. Keep the negativity to yourself, because even with your foot out, you won't trip my breaker. Thank you. My final piece, I wrote this about 15 years ago, but I just never had anywhere to put it as far as a book or a there's I wanted to put it in a book in a specific spot, but I believe I will find it this year. So anyway, getting to it. I am one. I just right there. Those are snaps, by the way. Thank you. I am wondering whether there are certain things I can talk to you about. Things that, if uttered, would cause a crack in my tinted porcelain. You find cracks to be beautiful. I get a bit crazy with my glue. We are separated by degrees, protractions. We are slipping into our comfort. Tables hold tea, not coffee. My profession is simply to make myself whole again. A cacophony of leave me alone, a loner, until you place the chloroform against my mouth, such a warm kiss. I throw tantrums across rooms and built fortresses with my beard, locking irrational thoughts up like Rapunzel. Didn't have the hookup on the best weave in the forest. Fires build in me. Passionate, I've become about being simplistic and letting things rot that have given up on achieving greatness. There is madness in our disastrous tones. Pleasure in the way we slap exotic tastes into each other's mouths. I catch the blood in a shot glass like the goddess you think you are. We are half human, half what are we doing? What are we doing in this gumball machine and no change around us? I love the way you lie. A perfect indentation of tomorrow, lips pressing against the bedside table, planning an unusual escape. We leave each other and yo-yo, using our next mate as crash dummies, throwing compasses like shot puts. The impact, landmines, your heart sings to me in the debris. How you look like the North Star on a clear night. Thank you. That's my final piece.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. Thank you so much, Joseph, for being here, for doing this, for just like everyone said, just kind of just crushing it with these rhyme schemes. This very like smooth way of everything you said. Like it's one of those things where it's just like I could never pull that off, and so like kick butt, and my gosh. What do you want to tell the people? Like, what are the things we need to know? Where can we find you?
Well, one, hopefully everybody in attendance enjoyed the feature as a whole. I can be found on Facebook as Joseph Assassin Thomas. That's what I use more often. But I am under Joseph Rubin Fuller on Facebook also, and Joseph Rubin Fuller on Instagram. I have an album out on all streaming platforms called You Are Wanted. I have a book available when I go to shows, and I'm working on, I have a feature April 23rd. So I'm working on like actual new material, and just to be consistent with having chapbooks and actual, not that chapbooks aren't real books, but like just printed books, like getting from Amazon or wherever. So yeah, I'm just trying to be more consistent with putting out material and having more themes. I know sometimes with poetry books, it's hard to have actual themes or concepts, but that's what I like to do with my creations, and I would like to put out more audio projects too. Oh, and my website, josephrubinfuller.com. That's where like I update with like poetry and my thoughts of my crazy life. But that's all. Thank you so much for this platform.
Thank you for being here. All right, that was Joseph Rubin Fuller. Joseph, we will see you in a little bit. Whoop, where'd I go? There I went. Okay. Oof, scared myself for a second. Our final feature on the night. Florence Suzanne is a 24-year-old Jewish Catholic poet from Allentown, Pennsylvania. Her first publication was at age 12, Eber and Wine Publishing Poetry Contest, and she has 2 self-published collections of poetry under her belt, Poems from a Schizophrenic Mind and Love, Lust, and Misery. She started her open mic journey in Stroudsburg, PA with the Sherman Showcase and frequented the No Mic Open Mic at Coffee House Without Limits in Allentown, PA. When she's not at open mics or writing, she's at home being a snack giver to 2 children and posting about her mental breakdowns. You can follow her online and not at IRL. Please, these usernames. And I'm just gonna put all the usernames there, like you can find it. And that's the bio that she pulled out of thin air. It's written there. I have to say it. Florence, welcome to the stage. I said I was gonna say it.
Hello. Is my sound better, by the way?
We're getting a little bit of clicking. Give me a second. Oh, we got it.
Yes. Okay, I was gonna say because I have like no other things open other than my documents. So like.
Perfect.
So hi.
Whenever you're ready, take it away.
I am ready. Hi everybody. My name is Florence Suzanne. I also have a timer because I have zero concept of time and starting that now. Tonight I am joined by my child who didn't want to go to sleep. So we are dealing with that. I'm sure he's probably going to interrupt, but let's get my document up quick because I don't want to see my face. So I have a few poems to read tonight, and I just want to say that everybody so far, like being the last person to perform in a sense, is so insane because everybody else was so fantastic, and it's like I have so much, like, not even to compete with, it's just like to be surrounded by such amazing artwork, and I'm just sitting here like, where did all these awesome people come from? So, without talking too much, because I never know how to introduce myself, my first poem is called Time is a Mockery of Me. As every second tick, tick, ticks onward, I feel like part of my life isn't what I expected it to be. Counting the days and I just have to get through X hours, X minutes, X days, just one more exceptionally stagnant week. The seconds are months long, the days are years I wish I hadn't wasted. I should have sung more, danced in my underwear like everyone was watching, and laughed in a damn you all to hell way. Not being embarrassed by taking more pictures with my friends, pictures that I would have hung next to the funeral cards. I should have kissed recklessly and without abandon, said to the things I never wanted to do and regret, but said yes to the things I didn't do and hate myself for not experiencing. Why did I live my life for other people and what I wanted them to remember me by? I should have lived for myself, loved for myself, remembered for myself. Now I'm left sitting alone in bed, wishing that I had more than just little pieces of paper from the people I loved more than anything in this world. I guess I was just trying to get through the yellow lights of today. So that was that one. I have 1, 2, can't count, 3. 3 more. This one is called Mass-Produced Love Story. Kind of trigger warning for certain things, but it really shouldn't be too bad as far as I remember. This one's called Mass-Produced Love Story. It starts and ends the same way. Old words, new formations, the dog-eared, sugar-lipped mass paperbacks of our own creations. We are novellas, dramas, lines and lines of dictionary variations, so go on. Open me up. Bookmark your favorite parts, trail your fingers over the coffee stains on my thigh, break my spine, leave me out in the rain, or let your dog tear me to shreds. Put me back together with tape and glue and promise you won't do it again. You won't hurt me anymore. I won't be neglected. And then do it all again. Thank you. You guys are all really nice, by the way. I just wanted to say that. Like, you are all so beautiful and so wonderful, and I'm just honored to be here. Like, thank you, Sam, and all of you guys. Like, I adore every single one of you. Just sitting here in my living room, like, fangirling, and I love you all. This one I actually wrote when I was, like, 14, 15 years old, and I think I only edited it, like, once so far. I just really liked it. It's called New Horizons. Sorry. We're marching out towards a new horizon with nothing but a name and the clothes on our backs, forced to cover our wounds, tattoos, and individuality, refusing to die until we've learned all the facts. Tell me why I can't remember what she looks like, the way she smiled or her twinkling laugh. My light has gone out and I don't be so nosy. And I don't want to go home. It's time to move forward because I can't remember how to go back. I said I was sorry. Was I never good enough for you? When I whispered never again, at the time I meant it without a doubt. I still march through walls and halls and hell, even the old battlefields, with a torn-up picture of you screaming, "Baby, just come back home." But I'm fighting a war over in the next room that I will never win, and I'd rather die by myself in this bathroom than lay broken in your arms all alone. Well, I am powering through these. I don't realize how quickly I speak until I actually time myself. Ooh, I've already gone through most of those already. Thank you. Well, you guys are so nice. This one's called We're Not in Love. It's from my book Love, Lust, and Misery. And it's kind of one of my favorites. I wrote it about my fiance, and he's kind of awesome. So it's called We're Not in Love. We're not in love, but I feel as though we have been once before. I don't believe in fate, but could it be that we fell for each other in another life? We could have held hands and watched as the Western Roman Empire fell. My fingers possibly traced the veins on your arms while we lay in bed, unaware of the tragedy that would have fallen upon Pompeii. I can remember how they look now, even as my eyes are closed, flowing under your skin in a wavy parallel not unlike the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. Maybe we lived in ancient Mesopotamia. You're soft, and I know you're new, but your breath tastes familiar, as if I've had it in my mouth before, almost like our tongues are old friends, finally reuniting under the same roof. My fingers burrowing into your hair, diving into the silky chestnut pools that almost made me remember a time where we decided to row down the Mississippi. You're new to me, but you remind me of a song I heard once in between the static that buzzes between radio stations. A song that brought back a feeling of us dancing in our dusty living room. And no, I do not love you. Yet. But I feel like I have before. So let's remake history. I'm going to quick open up another tab here because I went through that a lot quicker than I expected I would, honestly. I have still 8 minutes, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So while I'm doing this, I just want to say that April 10th, Cord Moreski is doing this really awesome open mic called Coffee and Words, and I get to be one of the awesome features there, and I know Sam is going to be there too, and I'm very excited to meet him finally for the first time ever. This is taking forever to load, and I'm so sorry because I actually was prepared for the first time and then ended up not being prepared because I did not think about how long I talk. Oh my gosh, I hate myself. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I guess I'll read this one then. I actually don't think I've ever read this one in anywhere, actually. So a little trigger warning for anyone who's ever been in an abusive relationship. I could get this to just load properly. So this one's called I Feel Sorry for You. I am not sorry for the amount of love I give. Oh my God, what the hell just happened? I'm so sorry. Here we go. I am not sorry for the amount of love I give freely to the people who mean the most to me. However, I am sorry that you wanted none of it. I am not sorry for pissing you off because I forgot to close the cabinet drawer, but I am sorry you felt the need to correct my behavior with your brick wall fists. I am not sorry for the days I wish to spend in bed for hours, or for wanting to slice open my own skin just to see if I can still bleed the way I used to. But I am sorry for my children who don't understand when mommy is having a bad day. I am not sorry for constantly forgetting to eat, but I am sorry it took me blacking out and waking up on my kitchen floor for me to finally feed myself. Things have been getting bad again, and there's nothing I can do to stop it. Instead of countering your attacks, I just put my headphones on and pretend I'm somewhere else. Somewhere your fists and words won't hurt me anymore. I am not sorry for who I am. But I am sorry for who you perceive me to be. I will never apologize for taking 40-minute showers. I will never apologize for not wanting to do the dishes some days. I will never be sorry for wanting to pack my bags and go live somewhere else. Somewhere warm, somewhere safe. Someplace where someone can see my heart filled with all of this love and accept every ounce I give. And maybe, just maybe, return the effort I put into them. So I have 5 minutes. I'm going to read one last small one. This will be my final poem. It's very tiny, but again, about abusive relationships. And I actually thought about it when I saw Arson's name pop up, because I'm like, I have a poem about pyromania. So love you all. It's definitely love your name, by the way. I adore that so much. So this one's called Pyromaniac. I've always wanted to burn down a building. And for someone so cold all the time, the idea of a blazing, constant heat washing over me is comforting in a way that I don't fully understand. But it probably has something to do with watching such a beautiful and intricately built creation being destroyed down to its very foundation by something so passionate and cruel until there's nothing left for it to take away. It's breathtaking. And I guess in our case, I'm the building and you are one hell of an electrical fire. Burn me down again. I miss the warmth of your rage. And that's all I got, because I don't feel like scrolling through the whole thing to find anything else. You're muted, babe.
Do it anyway. Why not? Florence, thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to physically actually meet you in person on the 10th. I'm ecstatic. Where can people find you? What do you want to tell folks?
So you can. Oh,
So
I will read that in just a second. I just saw my name and I was like, oh. You can find me on pretty much everything at this point. TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. I pretty much have the same username across the board, just different variations. On Facebook, I'm under Florence Suzanne Reppert. Actually, Florence Suzanne Reppert. I have 2 Facebooks. One got post blocked. Don't add that one. Florence Suzanne Reppert. Everywhere else, you can find me under Schizo Trash Poet. I am pretty much always online. So yeah, I have Love, Lust, and Misery. And I think Poems from a Schizophrenic Mind is actually still available. I've been trying to take that one down from the publication because it's been a coaster in my house and nothing more, and I don't want much to do with that one again. But you can find it in pretty much all my bios. It's published through Lulu Press kind of thing. And soon, hopefully, I will be working with Steve to maybe get a chapbook out called Trigger Warning. I've been working on it for like a year now, but with these children, it's quite hard to get all the stuff ready. But yeah, just don't follow me in real life. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Don't follow any of us in real life. Please leave us alone. If you see us on the street, that would be weird.
That's so sweet.
All right. With that said, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
All right. So with this, we are going to take like 5 seconds, let you know what's going on at Second Run Arts, and then go from there. So first off, this was live from the living room. I have a large in-person calendar because I'm a monster and an old man. Monday the 28th is my book release party for A Candle to Gain Strength. It's in Bloomfield. If you want to come, please stop by. It's free. Our performers are going to be me, I'd hope, Damian Rucci, Cord Moreski, and Don Krypton. They're going to crush it. It's going to be great. Hang out, have fun, grab a beer, tell your friends, tell your enemy, tell your ex to let them know that you're doing better without them. Whoever you want. If your ex is a bad person, don't invite them. I don't really want bad people at the show. But afterwards, in April, we are continuing live from the living room on the 13th, and we will be announcing the future list for that very soon. Then also on the 27th, there'll be a live from the living room. And on the 21st, we'll have our next episode of Balcony Chats. We are going to bring back Dr. Hudson at some point. It may be an additional episode. We're not too sure yet. I have to work that out because people are very busy and I understand and respect them. In about like a week, Sarah's going to announce the new book for the Second Run Arts Book Club. We are doing in-person poetry and creative writing classes through Bloomfield Recreational Center. Sarah is doing her virtual fiction classes. I'm running out of other words. If you would like to help us start the writing program, Hatchets and Haikus, a night of poetry writing, working, and workshopping, combined with the fun and frenetic energy that is axe throwing, let me know and we'll send you the link for us to get started. We need 30 people to get it approved. So please, if you like it or you don't like it, but you want to help me do nice things, also acceptable, I'll send a link to you. Just let me know. With that said, we've got one open mic feature because people don't like to sign up for the open mic. I don't know why. What's up with that? Someone explain it to me. We have one open mic human. They are a former feature. They are an absolute delight. And I don't need to give them an introduction, but like, I'm gonna. Welcome to the stage, Mariah.
Hello.
Hello, long time no see.
Yo, I miss you. I've been like working and watching this under the desk. So I'm trying not to get caught. And everybody's always so amazing. So I'm excited. Yes, everybody's so good.
Thank you for being here. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I just have two pieces. The first one is brand new. It's called The Bearers of the Morning. I want to drive up Turtle Island towards Lake Teata. I need to speak to her. She is the bearer of the morning, a storyteller. This is a coming-of-age story for storytellers. The Black, the Brown, the Indigenous, the Asian, we are the bearers of the morning. I was born in 1996, right after your ashes were released into Pennington Creek, where your tribe, the Chickasaw, believed was the end of the Trail of Tears. But I am still crying for a different morning. Bearer of the morning, wake up with me. I am a Black queer woman storyteller, a Benin and Togo birth of voodoo storyteller, stolen through shipwreck storyteller, hymnals, gospel, spirituals, Black church, this is my story, this is my song storyteller, on stolen Lene Lenape land storyteller. This is a coming of age story for storytellers. The Black, the Brown, the Indigenous, the Asian, we are the bearers of the morning. We get to tell the truth of white America, but also the beautiful truth of our people. We get to tell the truth so that the coming of age stories that didn't get to be coming of age stories can give birth to stories for future mornings. We are the truth tellers of this country, which basically means we're going to be in trouble for the rest of our lives. And our kind of trouble is good all the time. And all the time, our trouble is good. Thank you. That was Bearers of the Morning. And this last one, I was like, I have to read it tonight because we got Jersey folks in here. And I feel like only North Jersey folks might get this poem. It's called An Ode to Church Street. I live in Montclair, New Jersey, so An Ode to Church Street. I would jump off the 34M bus on Park Street at 7 a.m., put on my lavender lemon lip balm from the ladies at Dolly Moo. Kissed the rooster who was tired from all the rock and roll music blasting from the meat locker. The rooster, I named her Story because I named the bird at South Mountain Reservoir Glory, and I wanted them to know that they were never alone. There is a candle called Church Street at Alchemy the Scent Bar. It has oak moss and amber, which is what it smells like at 7 a.m. before people ambush the streets for their 8 a.m. coffee. When I was a Black barista on Church Street, I drank espresso and Coca-Cola from an iridescent metal straw. I called my drink the Marsha P. and Sylvia Rivera. When people would ask me why, I would say I wanted to make a liquid sculpture of two Black and brown trans women drowning in rainbow capitalism, and they would just tell me I'm going to give myself a heart attack. I ate Coca-Cola gummies from the CVS on Bloomfield Avenue at the Claridge when it was gritty and played movies like The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I danced with Audre Lorde at the Book Center to change the song to Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall and told me to dance to it when I was finished with the album about Black unicorns. I would listen to the black boy who played guitar like Richie Havens in front of a Monte Vino. I would get a bottle of or a can of whatever just so I could hear him play Handsome Johnny. I told a white girl with witchy vibes not to use BIPOC spirituality to validate her toxic positivity while I was getting medicine for my prayer spells in Blue Lotus or Rockies and getting rings at Culture Couture with rainbow moonstone and labradorite stones so that the northern lights in the moon were kissing my fingers. The rainbow scars from Eastern gifts blanket my fingers with warmth. But they didn't survive the pandemic. So much didn't survive, but I survived long enough to sing this ode to Church Street. I sang at St. Luke's Church around the corner. Across from the library, I can still smell the incense smoke from the Easter Vigil. I find crucifixion and resurrection on Church Street. And you cannot hate this town if you never truly loved it. You leave me heartbroken, Church Street, because so many black queer girls didn't make it off the 34M bus stop at Park Street in front of the YMCA. Thank y'all for having me. The features are so good. Like I'm
yeah, but then you come on and do that, and like it's like, oh, now we gotta have Mariah back because we gotta have Mariah back. Now is what this means.
I'm just vibing. Literally, I'm freaking out. Everybody's saying stuff. If I was like in like, oh my god, like I'm screaming in my living room. Everybody's so good. I was like, I'm gonna have to type it all because I was freaking out. I was hollering so loud. My neighbors probably don't care because they're loud too, but like I was bugging out. So
it's always good to see you. We're gonna have to hang out at some point soon because I miss your face.
I miss your face too. And like congrats on the book.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. We will see you around, Mariah. All right. With that said, it is the end of our night. So I want to thank all of our amazing features, Arson, Miriam Kramer, Florence Suzanne, Bonner Demling, Joseph Rubin Fuller. I want to thank Mariah Askey for joining us as an open micer. I want to thank Sarah for continuing to help make this company work. And of course, to everyone out there, I want to thank you. You know, like wherever you are, thanks for being here. My name has been Sam Rubinstein, and it'll continue to be that in the future, just so you know. This is Second Rent Arts live from the living room. Have an absolutely lovely evening.